really proud of the way our guys played tonight. I thought we had a really mature approach this week, coming off our first loss at Memphis. We had a long film session. I thought we learned some things, and then gave our guys a day off, so we kind of eased into it. But then we had plenty of time to get ready for Queens, and I thought our guys really showed a mature approach. I thought we were pretty sharp, unbelievably sharp offensively. The 16 assists and only one turnover in the first half was outstanding. Shot making, by PJ was off the charts. He and Joe were unbelievable there for a stretch. But just pleased with the way our guys handled the business. They approached the game the right way. We knew we had a major advantage inside and took advantage of that. I give the Queens kids a lot of credit. I thought they're relentless in their style, man. They just keep coming at you, and so that's going to lead to a lot of possessions, certainly more points on both ends. Wish we'd have guarded a little better in the second half, but understand that hard to kind of do that sometimes when you're have a big lead. But other than that, really pleased with the way our guys approached the game, and thought we played really well. Questions?
Zoom can go ahead.
Hey, Coach, it's Trevor from CDTigers.com. I asked PJ about their mindset this week and how proud he was of the response that they brought tonight, and you just talked about it. But PJ said that it was really a professional approach. Is that something that kind of differentiates this team from others you've had?
Well, I think every team is different. This team is very, is older. And I think that helps a lot. They've been through a lot of things. They've seen a lot, experienced a lot, and I think there was just a serious approach. And obviously, having lost the last game, I think that there's always a little extra motivation there. And I just we talked about wanting to finish the first semester the right way. It's been a really good start to the season. We knew we had 2 non-conference games left. We still have a game against a really good opponent in Radford after Christmas. But we also knew that Queens played a style that is, extremely fast and shoots a lot of threes, and that, the game could get into the second half if we let it and didn't approach things the right way. And I thought our guys were on point. And so, yes, again, I think the message got through, and when they're echoing that in the media, that's always good.
Hey, Brad, it's Pete at AP on Zoom. There is one more game, as you said, before the conference really revs up. What, as a coach, do you still, if anything, want to see this team get better at?
Oh, there's a lot of things. I think – defensively, I think that times we're inconsistent. We've got to continue to develop our bench. Our bench has to continue to play well and give us productive minutes, so just developing that. Offensively, I like how we've played most of the year. There have been a couple games we've turned it over, Memphis in particular here recently. But I love how we're sharing the ball. I think we're, getting more comfortable with each other. And have throughout the course of the year. Can always rebound a little bit better at times. I thought there were some possessions in the second half got away from us, and we've had a couple games like that. But just lots of little things that go into winning, but nothing. There's no drastic thing that is, an Achilles heel for us right now. We've just got to stick with it. Yeah, I mean, it's important. Obviously, Ian has done an unbelievable job all year. I think PJ's, really improved as a rebounder, and Chauncey Wiggins as well. So obviously we've got to get Chase and Wiggins and Joe Girard, who are all playing. Those guys are playing heavy minutes. They've got to help rebound the ball for us. And I thought we did that for a little while in the first half. In the second half, we were not as good, and that's certainly part of the product of why they scored more.
Brad, any update on Hemingway's status?
No, I think, I think I was talking to the trainer. It's been 22 days, I think he said today, and they said it's a 4 to 6 week injury. I think he's progressing as expected, but, really we're not planning on having him, at least probably for another week or so at the earliest would be my guess. He and Jack are still both just working hard, and, we're going to kind of get to Christmas and reevaluate when they get back. So we'll see.
Coach, you talked about the defense giving up 79 points, and obviously incredible offensive performance. But if you're going to be nitpicky and talk about the defense, 14 threes that they made.
Yeah, I think you do have to look at a lot more possessions. So you got to look at the field goal percentage. Their field goal percentage was 33. They made 2 in the last minute and a half of the game. Yeah, I mean they shot 37% overall. So like our field goal percentage defense was good, 3-point percentage defense pretty good. The way the game is played is different. It's hard, but when you score 109, you're not going to probably keep them to 50, right? I mean, it's just the nature of it because of so many more possessions. So I think everybody has to look at that, myself included, and that's harder for me as a guy who likes to coach defense. But when you have a more potent offense and there's, 74 field goal attempts by them, they're probably going to get some baskets. So, we were solid today. We did some good things. We switched more on some stuff to try to practice switching in case we, need more of it later. We thought this was a good game to try to do some more switching, and, we'll see how that works moving forward. I thought at times it was good, and at times we had some mistakes.
Brett, how about your own offensive percentage? I mean, 63%, I think you guys finished with. That doesn't happen
No.
a whole lot.
No, our first half was ridiculous, to be honest. Probably might have been the best offensive half. Can't remember the Auburn game and Sweet 16, all that. But it was
71.1% field goal.
Okay, I appreciate it. But 16 assists, 1 turnover. Some of the shot making was outstanding. Yeah, I mean, you have, a couple of those halves a year. And so I'm just, it's good to see the ball go in the basket for a lot of guys, right? Like that's just, you're excited to watch guys knock balls in. Obviously, we've got some talented players. We have more offensive skilled players that can do things, and so, that's the result. And but I think, again, I really challenged our guys at halftime. Hey, I don't want to see at the end of the game. I don't want to see we've got 24 assists and 11 or 12 turnovers. I don't want 10 or 11, 12 turnovers in the second half. I think we had 5 or 6 in the second half. So we were still pretty disciplined, and they were, to be honest with you, they were trying to pressure us. So thought our guys did a good job that way.
Coach, last question for me. What's the schedule going to be like for y'all over Christmas?
We got a couple guys leaving tonight. Most of them are leaving in the morning. Come back on the 26th. I think we lift weights around 4, have practice around 5 or 5:30, and then have a nice Christmas meal together and go twice on the 27th and twice on the 28th and get ready to play Radford on the 29th. So it's a little shorter than I would like. I wish the guys had at least one more full day at home, but with graduation and ACC games scheduled the way they are, it was just hard for us to change the schedule any different than what it ended up being.
Thanks, Coach. Congrats and Merry Christmas.
Thanks. Merry Christmas.
Okay.
Go ahead. Anybody else?
This is John with the Bosa-Carter.
Yeah, hi, John.
Bigger picture question about Chauncey Wiggins. Just on a team that has a lot of scorers like PJ Hall and Joe Girard and sometimes Chase, have you seen Chauncey balance working within the team and then also being more aggressive at times to try to get his shot?
Yeah, I think that's, he's the benefactor of playing with really good players, right? I mean, there's times that he's going to get shots because guys are helping on the other the big guys inside PJ or Joe Girard off a screen or whatnot. And so I think there are times that he really gets quality shots because he's playing with so many other good players. Having said that, his size helps him sometimes because he can shoot over top. And then I think where he's continuing to grow his game is attacking the basket, scoring with his back to the basket. We've really spent a lot of time with him on all those things. And that's where his confidence has grown. And, I see that. I don't see that changing. I think he's going to be a guy that, is a skilled player that we're trying to figure out different ways to use him to score throughout his career. He's just, that's what I saw when I recruited him, and I don't think that's going to change. It's just, you're pleased with his development, and, it's helping him to play with as many good players as he's playing with.